Just the way you are. No more hiding tears. No more covering scars. You are welcome. Holy welcome. You are welcome here, just the way you want to be. Bring your deepest hopes and all your wildest dreams. You are welcome. Holy welcome. Holy welcome. Good morning. Welcome to Centers for Spiritual Living, St. George. Thank you for coming for today's meditation. My name is Marina Anderson, and I'm here to be your guide today. So take a position that is upright and comfortable, one in which you can stay alert but relaxed. And close your eyes. Let's focus on some breath. Take a few deep, slow breaths. Breathe right down into your belly. Let your lungs fill all the way to the bottom, which will push down through your diaphragm and into your belly. See if you can connect or imagine your breath traveling throughout your body. Feel it flow clear down to your toes, out to your fingertips, and up to the top of your head. Feel it nourish every cell of this human body in which you live. Let your breath ease into a normal rhythm. Let your breath take you to a place of stillness. That stillness is the essential goal of meditating. Let stillness envelop you. In this stillness, is where you discover and connect with the true essence of you. The you that hears the thoughts and releases them for now. The you that notices the tensions in the body and helps them ease. The you that observes all the experiences this body has. The you that supports this human in challenging times and celebrates in joyous times. This essence of you is the divine self, the drop in the ocean and the ocean in the drop, as Rumi would say. This essence is whole and perfect. You are whole and perfect. This essence of you is unburdened by the experiences of human life. Take a moment to see and feel the divine qualities of your divine self. See the ocean in the drop that is you. Now imagine that divine drop that is you in the ocean. Feel the vastness of the ocean. Feel the presence of all other living things, all the other drops in the ocean. They are now indistinguishable from you. You and all other life are floating together. You are more powerful together. You are love together. You are glorious together. See if you can bring those feelings, those glorious togetherness, loving feelings into your human body. Where do you feel it? What does it feel like? Smell like? Sound like? Bring all those feelings into your breath and feel them flowing again to your toes, to your fingertips, to the top of your head. Come back to this beautiful human body in which you live. Let your breath be normal and easy and relaxed. And I hope you can take some of that divine, glorious, relaxing love into your day today and beyond. I'm so glad that you joined me here today. Blessed be. Namaste.
You are welcome here, just the way you are. No more hiding tears, no more covering scars. You are welcome, holy welcome. You are welcome here, just the way you want to be. Bring your deepest hopes and all your wildest dreams. You are welcome, holy welcome, holy welcome.
Hello, everybody. It's me, Chris McCardle. I'm one of the practitioners here at Centers for Spiritual Living, and I am absolutely delighted to have you here with us today. We have a beautiful lineup coming up, and our behind-the-scenes person today is Star Sterrett, and she's doing all the button pushing and everything. Our musical guest is Alan Stanley, and if Star could bring up one more slide ahead, I want to actually two. Bring up 2 slides ahead. There we go. So we got Alan, we got Anita, and we got Steph Swink is our guest speaker today. And from what I understand, we also have a special guest singer that's going to join us with Alan. So Star, if you could bring Alan in and get us going, we will begin service. Hey, Alan.
Hey, Chris. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, everybody.
Take it.
Thank you. This song, I'm sure you've heard it before, but this takes me back to my singing in the choir days. And I'm going to miss my choir. Surely the presence of spirits in this place, I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of spirits in this place. Surely the presence of joy is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of spirits in this place. Surely the presence of love is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of love is in this place.
Please enter now into prayer with me. I feel that presence of love in this place. Surely that presence of spirit is always here, always present, for it is the only thing there is. Love is the source of everything that exists. I know this presence and power that I call spirit as God, the divine. I know it is infinite intelligence, peace, and joy and wholeness. And there is no place that this spirit is not. I know that I am a product of this spirit imagining itself into an individual living on this planet Earth. And so I know that for every person who hears my voice, every person who's ever existed, we are the divine in body, in form. And we have access to that one infinite mind, that infinite presence, always blessing us in every way. And so I know this day that each one of us is centered in that intelligence, that joy, that wisdom, and that wholeness. of the one divine being, because that's who and what we are. And so as we take on the inspiration of this service today, I know that it sparks something within each one in a manner that each one is looking for. And so as we are touched, we touch others. And that vibrational energy of love and joy and peace reaches out far beyond our comprehension, our ability to imagine. And it encircles the world. And so we are blessed in this service, and we just simply say, thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, law of spirit that makes it so. And so I let this be as it is already done. And so it is. Amen.
So it is. Surely the presence of love is in this place. I can feel its mighty power and its grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of love is in this place. Surely the presence of love is in this place. Now I would like to bring Marina back in to read our sacred covenant.
Good morning. I'm Marina Anderson, and I am here to share our sacred covenant with you. It is essentially a prayer that we created and we read together every Sunday as part of our search for our new senior minister. So I hope that you will join me in reading this sacred text. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. In knowing that I am one with this life, I know that I am one with all of its blessed expressions, which include the presence of a new minister for my beloved spiritual community. Because I know that the highest purpose of my new minister is to express God, I therefore know that my new minister reveals wholeness. I further know that my new minister is the fulfillment of that which we believe, for it is written, "Let us learn to draw the divine substance down into our own lives, and as freely as it has been given to us, let us give it to others. Thus alone shall we be made whole." Ernest Holmes. As I stand in agreement with my beloved community, I see my new minister revealed before me as growing the center in joy and prosperity. I now intend to experience my new minister in full cooperation and agreement with my community, knowing the truth about myself, for I live the presence and law of God. I demonstrate wisdom through the mature understanding of the wholeness of life. I am accountable and willing to take full responsibility for my actions. I participate in and support the nurturance and guidance of the community. I act from wholeness and congruence in thought, word, and action. I walk the talk. I embrace. Please express your own personal truth about yourself and our minister here. I now accept the highest expression of a new minister into my life, knowing that they are revealed in a way that expresses God and serves the highest and greatest good for all who are touched by their presence. I am grateful, and so it is. Amen.
So it is. So we have a special guest today, and my dear friends, and one of our members, Brianna Baker's in town, and she's going to sing a friendly song with me. And we hope you sing along with us. Hey, I don't care what side you say you're on. It won't mean a thing when we're gone. So come and sit a while and let that spirit smile, and we'll talk to the early rays of the morning sun. 'Cause I like you and you are my friend, and I hope this thing we got will never end. Yes, I like you and you are my friend, and I know this thing we got will never end. Hey, I'm so glad to see your smiling face, and we know it's not some weird disgrace to lose control for a while and let that spirit smile. And remember, hey, this ain't such a bad old place. 'Cause I like you and you are my friend, and I hope this thing we got will never end. Yes, I like you and you are my friend, and I know this thing we got will never end. Well, let's get together and sing a friendly song, 'cause folks like you and me should get along. Hey, I'm so glad to know you. This is how I show you. You're the reason I'm the singer of this song. 'Cause I like you and you are my friend, and I hope this thing we got will never end. Yes, I like you and you are my friend, and I know this thing we got will never end. Well, let's sing that again this time. Let's all sing it together and say we. Yes, we like you and you are our friend, and we hope this thing we got will never end. Yes, we like you and you are our friend, and we know this thing we got will never end. Yay. Thanks, Bree.
Yay.
Namaste, my friends.
Love you guys. Thanks, Bree.
Love you.
All right. So this month's theme is a pause for guidance. And our talk today by Steph is Ride and Reemerge. And what I learned earlier this evening, whatever, was, what was it, Steph? You're going to have to tell me. Go ahead and bring Steph in. The ride wasn't ride. What was it originally? There you go.
It was Rise.
Rise, that's
Rising Sun was
right.
the
My mind
original.
was the blank. My mind was the blank. Well, welcome back, Steph. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. Look forward to hearing your talk, and I'll just go ahead and have Star pull me off the screen and let you take it away.
Thank you so much. Blessings, everybody. It's so good to be back with you. This is an amazing community. I always get so excited when I'm asked to come back and speak, and I loved that song. I was singing along backstage, and what a great tune. We should be friends. So again, it's good to be with you. And as Chris said, home office of our organization, Centers for Spiritual Living, every month they put out a suggested theme and then titles for talks. so that centers throughout the world can partner up and be talking about a similar theme if they so choose. And so the talk title today was Rise and Re-Emerge. And I just got such a kick out of the fact that when I looked onto the center's website, was preparing for the talk, there's just a tiny typo in there, and that the letter S got changed to a D, ride and re-emerge. So of course I had to use that. So we'll get back to that in a moment. But where I want to start is with the theme for the month, which was, I have it right there, pausing for guidance. Pausing for guidance. And, you know, I really was touched as I was in my meditation, as in my preparation for the talk today, to think about this, the whole idea of pausing. And I don't know about you, but, you know, I'm not a big lover of doing the spiritual bypass or ignoring the challenges that come along with the human experience. So I won't say that I'm always the most courageous in addressing difficulties, but I prefer it over avoidance. And so I say that, and then in all honesty, I share with you that when things get heavy, there's a tendency that I have, especially I live in Colorado, and this summer there has been, as for many people in the West, the experience of, even though we don't have wildfires that are happening real close by to us here in Colorado, the fires on the West Coast are so extreme that the smoke has settled here many days in a row. Made it so that hiking, which I love to do here in the Rockies, wasn't a healthy thing to do. And so that, along with many other challenges going on in the world, had me actually avoiding pausing. And I had to look up the word pause, because if you've ever heard any of my talks, there's a definition, at least one or two in there. So I'm going to share with you the definition for pause. It is defined as to stop temporarily and to linger for a time. To stop temporarily, to linger for a time. And so I share this with you because when things get heavy and I worry about the planet and the environment, my fellow human beings, my husband, he likes to watch the news, and on occasion I'll catch some of that that he's watching, and it can be pretty heavy, and there's so much going on in the world right now. And so I will tend to avoid pausing, because when I do, on occasion, and I get quiet and I move into meditation, I can feel a big rush of collective difficulty, collective heartache, collective fear, collective whatever. And sometimes when I meditate, I just start to cry, and I just sit there and I cry. And so it's not always the most pleasant experience, but I do know that if I linger long enough and I pause long enough, that guidance that is available in that comes to me. And I'll touch on that a little bit more with a little story later on. So I'm delighted to be with you on this last week of the month, where we've been exploring pausing for guidance. And what I feel like I have the opportunity to do is to dive into this talk title, Rise or Ride, and Re-Emerge, and explore together the opportunity that we have, that the blessings that come from pausing, the blessings that come from receiving guidance. This world needs us to pause. You know, it occurs to me that as students of awakening or self-awareness, people on this planet who have chosen to do their best to rise above victimhood. I know that it's not possible for everybody. I know that there are millions of people on this planet that are struggling in ways that I personally can only imagine. And what comes to me when I think about rise and re-emerge is that if we have this opportunity to pause and to look within and to stand on the principles that we say that we believe in, principles of oneness with a higher power, with God or spirit. And if we stand on those principles and are guided by them, then we have the opportunity to rise not only in our own consciousness, but to lift others along with us. And I love this quote. Where is it? This quote by Brené Brown. She says, "Courage is contagious. Rising strong changes not just you, but also the people around you." And so I've made a new commitment recently to stop and pause with more consistency and to sit in whatever that brings up. So I'm inviting those of you that are joining me on this journey, either live now or when you hear this talk at some point later in the future, to consider that, to consider recommitting to the pause. Because, you know, it's interesting because I'm not, again, I'm a person who will go for the conversation about the elephant in the room most often. And the elephant feels pretty huge lately. And so there's a lot of topics that are heated. Let's just be honest. There's a lot of people who feel differently, maybe than their neighbor. And that's part of why I really loved that opening song. We don't have to be the same. We don't have to agree to love each other. And so part of the courage of pausing, listening, and facing, being with the feelings, uncomfortable as they might be sometimes that come up, that allows us to really be present, to be honest, to be authentic, to be real. And then to do, as Brene Brown said, to have the courage to show up, to be real, and to lift others through that courage. So in talking with my husband, as I always do before I give a talk, I was sharing with him the title and the Rise Above piece of that title. And he reminded me of a story I've heard before about his father, who I didn't get to meet. But when my husband was a teenager, there was some struggle and some strife going on in the family dynamics and in the world and in their lives. And he was always amazed about how his father could stay very even keel. He was a loving guy. He was kind of a quiet, mellow guy. And he just didn't seem to get riled by all of the things that, you know, could have easily brought that up in him. And my husband shares with me that he asked him one day in the car, "How do you do that? How do you stay so calm?" And his father said, "Well, son, I just rise above it." And that was really impactful for him. And for all these years, 50 plus years since that day, he has been exploring and questioning what that means. And so, again, I like to address things head on, and I like to imagine that his father wasn't doing a spiritual bypass. I think he was choosing to focus his attention on something other than the problem. And what an impact that made on my husband, and what an impact making that choice can make for us. So just an invitation to consider what it would take for you to both honor the human experience, the feelings that come with that, the grief that we might feel for our fellow human beings. When we turn on the news, it's easy to see so many people struggling. And rather than turning that off or turning away from it, to feel it and lift it up through our practice, through our meditation, and through our intention to be conduits of love on this planet. We might not be able to reach out like I often want to when I see the faces of terrified or displaced people across the planet. Wish I could reach out and touch them, help them personally. And if I can't do that, I know that I can honor myself. That in order to rise, I might have to go down in a little bit and feel what I'm feeling, and then make a choice to lift my own vibration on this planet, and trust and know that because we are connected, we are all connected together, whether we like it or not, whether we even believe it or not. I believe that when we lift ourselves up and those around us, it has an effect planetary wide. So with that, I want to go back to this whole typo thing. And I'm a big lover of synchronicity. And when I saw that it said ride and re-emerge, I just had to laugh, because being a horse lover my entire life, I had the opportunity as a young girl of 13 to get, yep, there it comes, that's my mom. I was able to raise my own horse, and I discovered my love of horses through my mother. And this is my mom on her horse Durango. And is there any way to make that bigger? Might not be able to, but that's okay. I think hopefully you can see it well enough. There it is. That's great. Thank you. When I came across this picture, I knew I had to share it with you today, because ride and re-emerge. This is my mom. Her name is Lynn. And I think I was maybe 8 or 9 when Durango came to live with us, when this picture was taken. And my mother never expected to be a single mom of 3 young girls. And that is exactly the role that she took on when I was just 5 years old. And to say that we struggled a bit financially would be an understatement. But we amazingly had this glorious life filled with joy and lots of animals. And my mother honored herself. And that's part of what I want to talk about this rising and re-emerging, is to honor yourself. I mean, if you can see the joy on her face, I also noticed, the secondhand saddle and the rope reins. But she decided, in the face of adversity and struggle that we experienced at times, to honor herself. And I never forget the day that Durango came home. I mean, this is her dream horse. He's a big guy, as you can see. And what's amazing is that as little as I was, I actually learned to ride solo on this big boy. So, my little 8-year-old legs sticking straight out on either side because he was like draft horse size. But what a joy. And I learned how to ride on this guy. And I also learned from my mom the importance of honoring what we love and making it a priority. We always had animals. We always had horses. And the other bit of synchronicity, you can take that slide down now, is that after our talk today, for the first time, and I think we calculated the first time in 4 years, my husband and I just decided a few weeks ago that we're going to pack up our car and go off into the mountains and go on a trail ride and horseback ride. So we are riding and re-emerging today, literally. And I love this definition of ride. Of course, I have to look that up too. There it is. Ride, to be carried or supported, to be carried or supported by something with a great deal of momentum. So a horse, a motorcycle, a car, yes, we can look at that. But I want to look at kind of the metaphysical interpretation of ride. And if we are to choose to honor ourselves and to slow down enough in this crazy world to listen for guidance, to hear what our hearts or our souls are longing for, and to honor that, to take time to bring into our lives, to nurture what feeds our souls, whether that's through our relationships, slow down, spend a real quality piece of time with your spouse or your mate or your children or your friends, or to do one of my favorite things, which I'm very blessed to be able to do right outside my door, which is to go for a walk in the woods. We have an opportunity then to be a part of that momentum in that definition of ride, to be a part of a momentum that carries forward with support. And so as we move a little closer here now to just completing today, I just want to ask you, actually, let's do something here together. Let's tap in. Let's not just talk about this. Let's try it on. Let's pause for a moment together. So right here in the midst of this, let's close our eyes like this beautiful woman. Let's close our eyes and either bring our hands together or put them over our hearts. And let's collectively, in this sacred moment, simply pause. So we're just going to make that pause brief, but as we come back together, I'm curious what came up for you in that brief moment of pause. Did it feel good? Did it feel strange to do in the middle of listening to a talk on Sunday morning? Did you go to what you have to do on your to-do list at the end of our time together today? There's no right or no wrong. There's just a power in doing that. And in doing so, we have that rich opportunity once again to stand on the foundation of principles of our connectivity, principles of love. And I had to laugh too. I'll share one more little story before I close. Last year, of course, through the coronavirus experience, we needed to, a friend of mine and I, facilitate a retreat. We try to do it annually, but we needed to postpone that last year. And we made the dates for September of this year, so next month. And we had almost a full group of people committed to coming, and then the changes started to occur with this new variant of the virus. And, you know, we got us and some of our participants, and we got caught up, understandably, in fear and concern about moving forward. Should we gather? We'll have to wear masks. What will that be like? Is everybody vaccinated? What are we going to do? And we have a weekly prayer call with the team. And one of our team members is my beloved friend. She's such a spark of life, Reverend Suze Ogden. She's our music minister at the retreat. And she said on this prayer call, she said, you know, girls, we either believe this stuff or we don't. And that really hit me. Thank you, Suze, because I do believe this stuff. And I believe that all of us here on this planet at this time, that we were born for a time like this. This time, we were born for this time. And so therefore, we have the potent energy within each one of us to stand on what we believe, to be about love, to be about what we value, to care for ourselves, and to be a part of that momentum that lifts and carries others. So that's where I'm going to conclude. I want to just say that if we collectively choose, and I'm going to ask you to join me in that today, collectively choose to be that energy that lifts, then we can re-emerge as the evolutionary, amazing beings that we are here to be. So love yourself, love your neighbor, and go find a horse to ride. Many blessings and much love to all of you. Thanks for being with me today. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you, Steph. What a great talk. I love your storytelling, and I love the way you bring our philosophy and our teaching into little things. There were so many points in your talk that stood out to me. The first one was funny because when you were talking about the elephant in the room, I was like, nowadays it's no longer an elephant; it's more like a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
I agree. I agree.
and then, interestingly enough, we had a in-person gathering yesterday, and normally lately we've just been starting to do those, and we don't have any really format to them. It's just more of a gathering and socializing. But I wanted to incorporate something. At the very end, one of our members said, why don't we each take a moment and put what COVID and what the last year and a half has inspired us, or how it's shown up for us.
Wow.
And then with your moment of pause, interestingly enough, oftentimes when I pause, I go to the news or to the trouble. And this moment, when you brought me into the pause, I went into gratitude.
Oh, yeah.
And the gratitude was for you. It was for everyone. It was for that slide in the very beginning, that you are wholly welcome here, that has all of the faces of all of our guests and a lot of our members and the people behind the scenes. When I watch that, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. That's, you know, we ride the horses together. You know, we really do.
Big bird.
Yes, I call us a small but mighty center.
I love it.
That's who we are. So I know I think you're going to be with us at least in the Zoom meeting for a few minutes, and we won't hold you because we definitely want to get you out there on the back of those horses. So, you know, you just let us know when it's time to go at the thing.
Okay.
And again, appreciate you, gratitude, much love to you, and thank you.
Much love to you all. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. All right. Well, that was lovely, 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 lovely. So it's time for our announcements, and I will graciously wait for our tech person to bring them up so that I know what it is I'm going to tell you about. And, oh, what am I going to tell you? I don't know. I guess I'm going to tell you about the monthly Saturday in-person gatherings. Actually, that slide shouldn't be here. That was yesterday. It was lovely. It was at Sunbrook, and I just mentioned it, so you all know about it. If you weren't there to join us, we do have those monthly gatherings every month. The next place is yet to be determined. Our book club is currently the Wayne Dyer book, I've heard the thoughts change your life. I've heard wonderful, wonderful things. I have not been able to join them. I did learn yesterday that the book club was going to be moving on to the next book. It is also, everyone is welcome, and it doesn't matter when you join. You can join even at the end of the book. The conversations are very inspiring, very deep. The discussions are very us, so to speak. Lots of intellectual, beautiful conversation. And now it is time for us to recognize our gifts and return them back to Centers for Spiritual Living St. George. Everything that you have seen today, all of this is our joy and our pleasure to bring to you. And we do, basically, we count on your donations and your kindness. So there are several different ways you can donate. You can donate by text. That number is there on the screen. I can't read it. Hopefully you can. You can also give online through Breeze or go to the CSLSG.org website. And if you like to write checks, just send it to P.O. Box 3132 in St. George, 84771. You can also take your phone camera and click on that little QR code, and it will pop up everything you need to get to a place for donations. So we really need your donations. We appreciate them, and we love you for help keeping us going. And the next slide is, our community care circle is still going. All of our center is still going. Everything that we were when we had a physical location is still here for you, which includes our community care circle and our prayer requests by our practitioners. We are all here for you. If your family or someone you know is going through trouble, you can ask for prayers. You can do it at prayer@cslstgeorge.org. Or if you need actual support, you can contact the community care circle. But we are here to serve you. It's our pleasure. We love you, and just know that we're here for you. And our community conversation at noon. We love this. If you go to CSLSG.org, it's real easy to follow the link. If you look down, if you're in Facebook or in your YouTube, there's also a link there. You just click on the link. It'll open up Zoom. You just come in, put your name in, and you can join us. Steph will be with us. She'll be talking the first few minutes, and then after we have just some, basic, hey, how are you kind of conversations. So do join us. It's at noon following service. And next Sunday, Joe is back, September 5th. He will be talking Reaching Higher. As you know, we have such great speakers. We do, we really do. Every week, it's like I'm happy because every week it's a speaker who I happen to love, and every single week I love the speaker. So next week is Joe, and then the following week is our Jafan Seeley. And if you haven't been present for one of his talks, powerful, powerful young man. So join us next Sunday, and then the following Sunday, and then you might as well just join us every Sunday because you're always going to get some good stuff through us. And now I believe it's that slide where we all come in and do the closing affirmation. So Star's going to bring everybody in, and we're going to each read a line. Yep, there's Bree and Alan again.
Hello.
Okay, everybody's here. Stars, take it away.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
It is this thing called life.
Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is in all that I do.
I am it. I embrace it and I share it.
Just the way that it is, and just the way that it is becoming.
Thank you.
Bye.
We'll do a little, hey.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Bree.
Thank you, Steph. See you at the Zoom
Thank
meeting.
you.
Thank you, Bree, for being our guest speaker. We can't see your face. You're off the camera. Scooch over. There she is.
Thank
Love you
everybody.
guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you all.
Love you.